The Empire had always believed the galaxy was calm, orderly, and predictable. Its fleets patrolled the edges of star systems, trade routes were secure, and alien neighbors were known, catalogued, and understood. But on this quiet evening, deep inside the sensors network of the Empire's capital ship, a strange signal appeared. It was unlike anything they had ever seen. The readings were sudden, chaotic, and impossible to categorize. No known ship, no known species, and no record in the vast Empire archives matched the strange energy footprint that appeared on their scanners. The signal moved too fast, faster than any craft the Empire had ever built. And it was heading straight toward the heart of human-controlled space. Admiral Varric stared at the glowing display. His usually steady hands trembled slightly as he zoomed in on the blip. What is that?" he muttered, voice barely audible. Around him, officers whispered urgently, their faces pale. "This isn't any known vessel," said Lieutenant Kale, pointing at the energy spikes. "It's not matching our propulsion charts. It's moving almost like it's alive." The Empire's council was called immediately. In the vast, glass-paneled chamber, hundreds of officials gathered. Holographic screens floated above the polished floor, showing the unknown ship darting across the galaxy in impossible ways. Panic spread faster than the signal itself. "The archives show nothing," said Archivist Orlin, voice shaking. "No record. No origin. Nothing." And then a voice of calm, yet firm authority cut through the tension. "If we are to survive this, we need humans." Humans. In the galaxy, humans were rarely taken seriously. Aliens often underestimated them. They were called fragile, short-lived, and primitive. Yet time and again humans had survived situations that no other species could endure. Now, with the Empire trembling before the unknown, the humans were being summoned, not as soldiers but as the last hope. On the outskirts of the Empire, aboard the starship Rogue Falcon, Captain Alara Voss reviewed the orders. She had seen danger before. On death worlds where storms could melt metal, on planets where gravity could crush bones, on systems where radiation burned even shields. But nothing in her experience prepared her for this. Her crew was equally legendary. Marcus, a pilot with reflexes no AI could match. Lyra, a strategist whose mind could calculate a dozen battle scenarios in a single breath. And Jax, a technician who could repair or hack anything, even alien tech that defied explanation. Together, they were a team humans called unbeatable, though most aliens still doubted them. The signal pulsed again. On their scanner, it was a blur of white and blue light, twisting and darting in ways that made the crew dizzy. Lyra frowned. "It's intelligent," she said quietly. "Not just a ship, it's thinking, watching, maybe even testing us." Alara nodded. "Whatever it is, it's faster than anything in the Empire fleet. And it's coming closer. We don't have time to wait for orders. We go now." As the Rogue Falcon left the dock, the Empire's officials watched in uneasy silence. The unknown ship appeared in the sensor network like a phantom. Every attempt to communicate failed. No signal returned. No message. Only speed and uncertainty. But humans thrive in uncertainty. They adapted, they improvised, and they survived. And this mission, this impossible chase, was exactly what they were born for. The journey through the outer systems was tense. Each star they passed seemed calm, peaceful, but the crew knew the calm was false. The ship could appear anywhere, in any system, in any moment. And it did. The first sighting struck like a bolt of lightning. A flash of light, too fast to focus on, and the sensors went wild. Marcus's hands flew over the controls, weaving the Rogue Falcon through asteroid fields and plasma storms. The crew felt the raw power of the unknown craft. It moved with purpose, yet with no recognizable pattern. "This isn't just a threat," Jax muttered. "It's a test. It wants something, or it's warning us." Alara didn't respond immediately. She had learned a long time ago that in the face of the unknown, panic was useless. "We follow it," she said finally. "And we find out who, or what, we're dealing with." Meanwhile, the Empire's capital shook with anxiety. Reports streamed in from sensors and patrols. Systems on the edge of mapped space flickered with the same strange energy. Civilian colonies sent panic messages. No one knew if it was hostile, or if it was something even older than the Empire itself. But one thing was clear: the humans were now the galaxy's best hope. The legendary explorers, underestimated and dismissed, were the only ones capable of facing this unknown threat. And as the Rogue Falcon jumped into faster-than-light travel, racing toward the mysterious ship, the galaxy held its breath. The signal pulsed again, closer this time. Its energy shimmered almost like a heartbeat. And with that pulse, it seemed to whisper one simple truth: the Empire's peace was over. The real test was about to begin. And the humans were ready. The Rogue Falcon sped through uncharted space, its hull cutting through the darkness like a silver arrow. Stars streaked past in long lines as the ship's engines burned at full capacity. Captain Ilara Voss stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the flickering sensor readouts. The mysterious ship was no longer just a blip, it was moving, testing, almost taunting them. "Another reading," Marcus said, his voice tight with concentration. "It appeared near the Lysara system. Less than 10 minutes ago, and now it's gone again. No warp signature, no thruster trails, nothing." Lyra frowned at the holographic display. "It's jumping from system to system too fast for conventional tracking. Whoever, or whatever, built this craft is beyond anything we've ever seen." Ilara leaned over the console, studying the readings. Her mind raced. Every instinct screamed caution, yet excitement burned inside her. Humans thrived on the impossible. They survived planets where metal melted and storms could strip a city bare. And now the impossible was right in front of them. The bridge suddenly flickered as an alert went off. Red lights bathed the room in urgency. Jax's fingers flew over the controls, tapping through encrypted signals. It's here," he said quietly. "Sensors show it's not just near the Lysara system. It's right in orbit around the outer colony. I repeat, in orbit. Too fast for anyone to reach it with conventional ships." Panic raced through Ilara for only a moment. She forced herself to stay calm. "Plot a course," she ordered. "We go in silent. No weapons unless absolutely necessary. We don't know its intentions." The Rogue Falcon slipped through the outer edges of the Lysara system. Below them, the colony's dome-shaped structures glinted in the faint light of a distant sun. Civilians were unaware of the danger above. But the humans could feel it, a presence that did not belong. Then in a flash the unknown ship appeared. It was nothing like the Empire's sleek starships or the jagged alien crafts humans had seen before. Its surface shimmered with strange energy, twisting and bending light around it. It moved like a predator, slow when observed, yet impossibly fast when it chose. Marcus's jaw tightened. "It's beautiful," he said almost in awe, "but deadly. Every part of it looks alive." Lyra's fingers danced over the controls, trying to track the ship. "It's not just fast, it's smart. Every maneuver avoids our scanners. It's studying us." Ilara felt a familiar thrill, a dangerous, exciting challenge. "Humans aren't just survivors," she said softly. "We're explorers. And explorers face the unknown." The mysterious ship hovered for a moment above the colony. Then, as if testing the humans' response, it vanished. In an instant, it left a streak of blinding light, like a comet racing through space. The sensors went wild, struggling to register its energy signature. "It's moving toward the outer asteroid belt," Jax reported. "If it keeps this speed, no one will ever catch it." Ilara's mind worked quickly. "No, we catch it. We adjust our engines, take the outer route. Marcus, I need precision, every calculation must be perfect." The Rogue Falcon twisted through asteroid fields, its engines straining. Marcus's hands moved faster than thought. Every rock and debris was a potential disaster, but the crew had survived worse. Humans had fought storms that could crush entire cities, navigated magnetic fields that ripped through shields, and outrun creatures that could devour fleets. This, they reminded themselves, was only another challenge. Minutes passed like hours. Then a new reading appeared, a faint energy pulse in the dark between stars. It was weak, almost like a heartbeat. But it was alive. Lyra stared at it, her eyes wide. "It's sending a signal. Not words, something else. Patterns, pulses, like a language we've never seen." Jax leaned forward. "It's trying to communicate, or maybe it's warning us. Either way, it knows we're here." Ilara clenched her fists. "We follow. Quietly. Carefully. And we learn what it wants." Suddenly the unknown ship appeared again, closer this time, hovering near a massive asteroid. It twisted and shimmered, its energy wrapping around the rock as if testing gravity. For a moment the humans saw something almost impossible. The ship's surface pulsed in patterns like breathing. It was more than metal or technology. It was alive. "Whatever this is," Marcus muttered, "it's not just a threat. Intelligent. And it's watching us. Measuring us." Ilara nodded. "Then we show it humans are worth measuring." The Rogue Falcon approached cautiously. The crew held their breath. For the first time the unknown ship reacted, not by fleeing but by matching their speed. Every twist, every turn, every sudden movement of the humans was mirrored, The chase had become a test of skill, courage, and ingenuity. And humans thrived in tests. Hours passed. The ship led them through asteroid belts, over frozen moons, and past dying suns. Every move was unpredictable. Every pulse of energy was a challenge. And yet, with each maneuver, the humans learned more. The ship's pattern, while intelligent, had limits. And humans had one advantage the galaxy often forgot: adaptability. Elara felt a mix of fear and exhilaration. The unknown ship was more than a threat. It was an opportunity, a chance to prove once again that humans could survive where no one else could. The signal pulsed one final time before disappearing into the dark beyond the mapped systems. The humans knew it was not gone. It was waiting, watching, and soon it would return. Elara looked at her crew. We've had our first encounter. And now we prepare for the next. Whatever that ship is, whatever it wants, we face it together. Because we are human. And humans survive. The Rogue Falcon surged through space, its engine screaming as it pursued the unknown ship. The stars outside the viewport stretched into lines, bright streaks of light in the darkness. The mysterious ship was gone from the scanners for a brief moment, and then, like a phantom, it reappeared ahead, its form shimmering with alien energy. Captain Elara Voss gripped the rail of the bridge, her eyes never leaving the display. "It's leading us," she said quietly. "It wants us to follow." Marcus tightened his jaw. "It's moving faster than anything we've ever seen. I've pushed the Falcon to the limit, and it still keeps ahead." Lyra studied the holographic projections. "Not just fast," she said. "It's smart. Every path it takes is calculated. It knows we're tracking it. It's testing us." Elara nodded. Humans had always thrived in impossible situations. On planets where storms could melt metal, humans survived. On worlds where gravity could crush bones, humans endured. And now, in the vast emptiness of space, humans faced a challenge unlike any before. A ship with speed, intelligence, and unknown intentions. The crew followed as the ship darted through asteroid fields. Rocks the size of cities spun in irregular orbits, and any collision would spell disaster. Marcus weaved the Falcon expertly, banking and twisting with human reflexes that no AI could match. "Incoming!" Jack shouted. Sensors picked up energy discharges ahead, like the ship was testing obstacles in its path, throwing challenges at the humans. Elara's eyes narrowed. "It's not attacking us, it's forcing us to adapt. Every move it makes, it watches how we respond." Hours turned into tense moments. The unknown ship jumped through unstable regions of space, where gravity wells twisted reality and radiation burned its shields. Every maneuver was deadly. Every second humans pushed their limits. And yet they adapted. Marcus guided the Falcon through a collapsing asteroid belt. One wrong move would have crushed them, but he moved with unmatched precision. Lyra calculated trajectories, predicting the unknown ship's movements. Jax patched shields and rerouted power, keeping the ship alive against forces that would destroy any ordinary vessel. "This is insane," Marcus muttered. "No ship should survive this, but the Falcon is holding. We're holding." Elara's gaze was steady. "We're not just surviving. We're learning. Every move it makes, we see patterns. It thinks it's testing us, but it doesn't know humans are unpredictable." Suddenly the unknown ship vanished. The Falcon's sensors went blank. For a moment, silence filled the bridge. "It's gone," Lyra whispered. "Or it wants us to think it's gone." Before anyone could respond, a blinding pulse of light lit the space ahead. The mysterious ship reappeared, closer than ever, moving with impossible speed. Energy rippled from its surface, warping the space around it. The crew felt the pull of its power, a force that could crush the Falcon if they misstepped. Jack swallowed hard. It's almost like it's alive. I can feel it reacting to us." Elara's voice was calm but firm. "Then we show it humans are alive too. We adapt, we survive, and we fight with our minds." They continued the chase through a series of deadly systems. In one, a dying sun emitted bursts of radiation, and the Falcon's shields flared. In another, rogue planets hurtled through space, their gravity pulling at the ship like invisible hands. Every obstacle seemed designed to stop them. But humans thrived in impossible situations. They adapted, improvised, and endured. Every maneuver brought them closer to understanding the ship's behavior. Then a new signal appeared, a pulse unlike before. It was not a warning, not a test, something else. Patterns that suggested thought, intelligence. The unknown ship was communicating not with words but with energy. Lyra's fingers flew over the console. "It's a language we've never seen. But it's sending messages, maybe a warning, maybe a guide. We need to understand it. Ilara felt a surge of determination. Whatever it wants, we find out. Humans survive where others fail. That's what we do. The Falcon followed the ship into an unstable system, full of collapsing stars and black energy fields. Each jump required split-second calculations. Marcus's hands flew over the controls. Lyra's mind raced with equations. Jax rerouted power to shields and engines simultaneously. And the unknown ship was there, always just ahead. Every move it made, it seemed to observe how the humans responded. Every pulse of its energy tested their courage, their skill, their ingenuity. Hours of pursuit turned into a day, and the crew began to understand one thing. This was no ordinary ship. It was sentient. It was intelligent. And it was curious. Ilara exhaled slowly. It's not just a threat. It's a challenge. And humans thrive on challenges. Marcus smiled briefly. Then let's see if it's ready for what comes next. As the Rogue Falcon raced on, the unknown ship pulsed once more, a heartbeat in the darkness. And though it had led them on a dangerous, exhausting chase, it had revealed one undeniable truth. Humans were not just survivors. They were adaptable, cunning, and relentless. And the galaxy was about to see what that truly meant. The Rogue Falcon had been chasing the unknown ship for days. The crew's fatigue was real, but humans thrived on endurance where others would fail. Every maneuver, every calculated jump through deadly star systems, had brought them closer to understanding the impossible. And now the first real clue appeared. It started with the energy pulses. Lyra had been analyzing them continuously, trying to decipher patterns, rhythms, anything that suggested meaning. Suddenly she noticed something different, repetition in the pulses, subtle yet distinct. "Captain," Lyra said, pointing to the display, "this isn't random. It's a message, or a map." Ilara's brow furrowed. "A map? Where?" Lyra zoomed in on the sequence. "Coordinates, far beyond the Empire's mapped space. But it's not just locations. There's a pattern of warning in the pulses. Something is coming, something dangerous." Jax's eyes widened. "We're not just chasing a mysterious ship. It's trying to guide us. Or warn us." Ilara felt a thrill of both fear and determination. Humans were being tested, yes, but also entrusted with knowledge no other species had. This was what humans excelled at, facing impossible situations and finding a way to survive and adapt. The Falcon altered its course, following the coordinates hidden in the energy pulses. They entered a region of space that the Empire had never explored, a place where stars were young and unstable and planets formed and died in cycles too rapid for conventional science to track. The unknown ship waited at the edge of a massive nebula. Its surface glowed softly, pulsating like a living heartbeat. And then it did something unexpected. It slowed. Not fleeing, not hiding, but allowing the humans to approach. "Captain," Marcus said quietly, "it's letting us get closer. It's choosing to trust us." Ilara's eyes narrowed. "Or it wants us to see something." As the Falcon drew near, a wave of energy washed over the ship. Jax scrambled to stabilize systems as readings flooded in. The ship emitted data unlike any humans, or aliens, had seen before. Its energy patterns contained knowledge, star maps, alien languages, and warnings of a force older than the Empire itself. Lyra gasped. This is a warning about a hidden enemy. They're stronger than anything in the galaxy. Older than the Empire. And they're coming." Ilara took a deep breath. "So this ship, it's not just a threat. It's a messenger. And it chose humans to deliver its warning." The crew stared at the display, absorbing the magnitude of what they were seeing. Civilizations could collapse from a threat like this. And yet, humans, ever underestimated, had been placed in the center of this revelation. Marcus broke the silence. "Why us? Why humans?" Ilara smiled faintly. "Because humans survive where others fail. Humans adapt, think, and act when the galaxy is paralyzed with fear. This ship, it knows what humans are capable of." Suddenly the energy pulse shifted, forming a new signal pattern. Unlike before, it was direct, almost like a voice without sound. The message was clear: prepare. Time is short. The enemy is near. Jax frowned. "Near? How near? And what do we do?" Lyra studied the data. "They're coming from beyond known space. From regions the Empire has never reached. And their power, it's unlike anything we've ever faced. They destroy, they consume, they corrupt." Ilara's hands tightened around the console. "Then we do what humans do best. We prepare. We adapt. And we fight." Outside the Falcon, the unknown ship pulsed one last time. It shimmered, twisted, and then vanished. Not in escape, not in retreat, but as if it had completed its task. Its energy lingered, leaving behind knowledge and warning. "This changes everything," Marcus said softly. "We thought we were chasing a threat. But we were chosen for something bigger." Elara nodded. "Exactly. The Empire will panic when they learn what's coming. Other species will doubt us. But humans are ready. And we're the only ones who can face this." The Falcon's engines hummed steadily as the crew charted a new course. Every star, every planet, every anomaly they passed now carried meaning. They were no longer just explorers chasing an unknown ship. They were the bearers of knowledge, the first line of defense against a force older and stronger than the galaxy itself. As darkness stretched into endless stars, Elara looked at her crew. "We've seen what's out there. We've touched the unknown. And now, it's our turn to act. Whatever comes, we survive. Because that's what humans do." The crew nodded in unison. Fear, yes, but also resolve. The galaxy was vast, dangerous, and unpredictable. And yet, humans were exactly what it needed: adaptable, cunning, and unstoppable when faced with the impossible. The signal had been unveiled. The secret revealed. The chase had led them here. And the real challenge, facing a threat that could destroy the entire galaxy, was just beginning. The warning from the unknown ship lingered in the Falcon's systems like a shadow. The crew had seen the impossible, touched the unknown, and survived what others could not. Yet now, a new reality loomed. The galaxy held a threat older, stronger, and more cunning than anyone had imagined. And the humans were its first warning, and perhaps its only hope. Captain Elara Voss sat in the command chair, staring at the star charts. Systems beyond the Empire's knowledge lay ahead, and somewhere among them the enemy waited. Every moment of delay could cost lives. But humans thrived on challenges. Where others hesitated, they acted. "We need allies," Elara said. Her voice was calm but firm. "The Empire alone cannot face this. Other species will need to understand what's coming. And some will need convincing, by showing them humans can survive the impossible." Lyra's fingers danced over the console. "I've identified potential allies, species that have long stayed neutral or hidden. They are cautious, yes, but their technology and fleets could tip the balance if we gain their trust." Marcus shook his head slightly. "Caution, yes. But diplomacy, that's a slow weapon. How do we convince aliens to trust humans?" Elara smiled faintly. "By showing them we can face what they cannot. By surviving where others fail. By being human." The Falcon's first approach was to the Krillari, a reclusive species known for guarding ancient knowledge. Their homeworld was a forested planet, orbiting a dying star. The Krillari had avoided the Empire, the humans, and the galaxy's politics for centuries. Most considered them neutral observers. The Falcon entered orbit cautiously. Sensors detected fleets surrounding the planet, sleek and armed, ready to challenge any intruder. But Elara's crew was not here to fight, at least not yet. A Krillari envoy appeared in the Falcon's holographic view. Their form was unlike anything humans had encountered, tall and shimmering with bioluminescent patterns. Their voice resonated directly in the Falcon's systems, a harmonic language translated instantly by the Falcon's AI. "You approach with caution," the Krillari said. "Why should we trust humans?" Elara leaned forward, her eyes steady. "Because we have faced the impossible and survived. We have seen a force older and stronger than the galaxy itself. And we come with knowledge. Help us and we help the galaxy survive." The Krillari studied the humans, their luminous eyes scanning every detail. For moments that stretched like hours, silence filled the Falcon. Then the envoy spoke again. "Perhaps, you are not as fragile as your species appears. We will follow, but only to observe first. Any deception, and you will find no mercy." Elara exhaled slowly. One ally secured, not fully but enough to begin. Next, the Falcon reached the Voran cluster, a group of planets controlled by a warrior race. Known for their brute strength and honor-bound codes, the Voran had never trusted humans. Most aliens considered them reckless and violent. Yet humans had survived far deadlier challenges. Marcus piloted the Falcon through the cluster's asteroid rings, dodging patrols and testing enemy defenses. They arrived at the central Voran planet with a bold gesture, a demonstration of skill and adaptability. The Falcon executed maneuvers through collapsing asteroid belts, surviving where no other ship could. The Voran leaders watched in disbelief. "These humans, they survive when others would die," one muttered. "Perhaps they are worth our respect." Elara's message was simple. The enemy is coming and survival requires more than strength. Humans survive through ingenuity, adaptability, and courage. By the end of their journey, the Falcon had gathered a small but powerful coalition: Krillari observers, Voran warriors, and several smaller species intrigued by humans' courage. Together they formed a tentative alliance. Suspicion lingered, yes, but now there was hope. As they prepared to leave the Voran cluster, the unknown ship's pulse appeared again on their sensors, faint but unmistakable. Its message was clear: you are not alone. Continue. Learn. Survive. Ilara glanced at her crew. We are ready, she said. We have allies, knowledge, and the one thing this galaxy underestimates about humans: our will to survive. Whatever comes, we face it together. Lyra nodded. But the enemy, they will come soon. And they will not forgive hesitation. Marcus's voice was steady. Then we don't hesitate. Humans never do. Outside, the galaxy stretched endlessly, filled with stars, dangers, and possibilities. The Falcon's engines hummed steadily as it charted a course toward the outer systems, where the first battle against this ancient, unstoppable enemy would take place. And though humans were still underestimated, the galaxy was about to witness what they were truly capable of. Humans were adaptable, cunning, and relentless. And together with their new allies, they were ready to challenge the impossible. The unknown ship pulsed one last time before vanishing into the depths of space. Its message was not just a warning anymore, it was a promise. The humans, though small and underestimated, were now a force the galaxy could rely on. And the real war was just beginning. The outer systems trembled with tension. Reports from scouts and sensors filled the Falcon's bridge. Fleets of unknown origin, far larger and more advanced than anything the galaxy had faced, were moving steadily toward the Empire's borders. The ancient enemy was coming. And the humans, once underestimated, now stood at the center of the first line of defense. Captain Ilara Voss leaned over the star charts. This is it, she said quietly. This is what we've been preparing for. Humans survive where others fail. And today we prove it. Marcus gripped the controls, eyes scanning the dark space ahead. We're outnumbered, he said, voice tense. And their speed, it's unlike anything we've ever measured. We can't just fight them head-on. Then we don't fight head-on, Ilara replied. We fight smart. Humans are unpredictable. We adapt. We survive. And we'll use every advantage we have. The Falcon's small fleet, humans and their newfound allies, moved into position near a dense asteroid belt at the edge of the system. The enemy approached like a storm, black ships glinting with alien energy, each one larger and deadlier than the last. They had numbers, technology, and power. Humans had courage, ingenuity, and will. As the first wave of enemy vessels appeared, Lyra calculated trajectories with lightning speed. They're trying to trap us, she said. But the asteroids give us cover, and they can't maneuver like we can. Marcus smiled grimly. Then let's dance. The Falcon darted through the asteroid field, engines flaring. Enemy ships fired, energy beams cutting through space, but human piloting was precise, instinctive, and unpredictable. The unknown enemy underestimated humans' ability to adapt under pressure. They thought speed and firepower were enough. They were wrong. Jax worked furiously, rerouting shields, hacking enemy targeting arrays, and sending false signals to confuse their weapons. The Falcon became a blur of motion, dodging, weaving, and striking in ways no conventional fleet could predict. The humans' allies, Krillari observers and Voran warriors, joined the fray. The Krillari deployed stealth drones that disabled enemy sensors. The Voran unleashed devastating energy volleys that cut swaths through the enemy ranks. Together, the coalition moved as one, a coordinated force guided by human strategy and ingenuity. Yet the enemy was relentless. Their ships were adaptive, responding quickly to human tactics. Every victory came with new challenges. Energy beams tore through asteroid belts, explosions shook nearby planets, and the galaxy seemed to hold its breath. Ilara's mind raced. We need to split their fleet. Lure them into the nebula to slow them down. Marcus, you take the Falcon and bait the front lines. Lyra, coordinate the Krillari drones. Jax, prepare countermeasures for their adaptive weapons. The plan was risky. It relied on timing, precision, and human adaptability. Failure would mean destruction. But humans thrived on risk. Humans survived where others failed. The Falcon surged forward, weaving through enemy fire with Marcus's reflexes guiding every move. Energy beams scorched the hull, but human ingenuity and resilience kept the ship alive. Lyra's calculations directed the Krillari drones, sabotaging enemy targeting and communications. Jax's countermeasures disrupted the adaptive weapons that had been overwhelming their allies. The enemy fleet faltered. For the first time they faced an opponent that did not act predictably. Every move humans made forced them to adjust, to hesitate, to miscalculate. And hesitation against a species as cunning as humans was deadly. Then came the Falcon's boldest maneuver. Ilara ordered the ship to dive through a collapsing star cluster, weaving through magnetic storms and gravitational anomalies. Enemy ships followed recklessly, their advanced technology failing to account for chaos. One by one, enemy vessels were destroyed by the environment they could not adapt to. The battle raged for hours. Explosions lit the dark space, fire and energy dancing across the void. Yet the humans and their allies pressed on, relentless. The impossible, the underestimated, the overlooked humans were now the galaxy's most dangerous force against this ancient enemy. Finally, the unknown ship, the one that had guided and tested the humans, appeared in the distance. Its energy shimmered as if approving the humans' actions. Though it did not fight, its presence emboldened the Falcon's crew. Humans had survived. Humans had adapted. Humans had outsmarted an enemy thought unstoppable. Ilara's voice rang clear over the comms. Hold your positions. Keep the fleet coordinated. We are humans, and humans survive. With a final, coordinated strike, the Falcon and its allies forced the enemy to retreat. The ancient fleet, though not destroyed, was battered, confused, and unwilling to press further, at least for now. The Falcon floated in the calm aftermath, the stars silent once more. The crew was battered, exhausted but alive. They had faced the impossible and endured. They had proven once again that humans, though underestimated, fragile, and young compared to the galaxy's ancient species, could survive and triumph where others could not. Ilara looked at her crew, pride shining in her eyes. This is only the beginning. The enemy is still out there. But we've sent a message to the galaxy. Humans are not weak. Humans are cunning, adaptable, and unstoppable when faced with the impossible. The unknown ship pulsed one last time before vanishing into the darkness, leaving the humans and their allies victorious, but aware that the war was far from over. The galaxy had begun to change. And humans, once underestimated, were at its center. The galaxy was quiet again, but the silence was different this time. It was no longer the calm of a peaceful empire. It was a quiet filled with awe, respect, and tension. Humans, once underestimated, had changed the course of events. They had faced an ancient, unstoppable enemy and survived. Not only that, they had led a coalition of species, outsmarted an impossible fleet, and proven that courage, intelligence, and adaptability were just as deadly as weapons. Captain Ilara Voss stood on the bridge of the Rogue Falcon, looking at the distant stars. The fleet had returned to the Empire's central systems, battered but alive. Ships from Krillari, Vorin, and other allied species followed behind, silent and disciplined. Humans had earned trust, respect, and fear in equal measure. Reports are coming in, Lyra said, her eyes scanning the holographic displays. The Empire is reorganizing. Systems that doubted humans are now requesting our assistance. Other species are sending envoys. They want to learn from us, or follow us. Marcus leaned against the console, still exhausted from the recent battles. They always underestimate humans. And they always learn the same lesson. He smiled faintly. We survive. We adapt. We win. Ilara nodded. Yes. But we must remember the war isn't over. The enemy we faced, the one the unknown ship warned us about, they are still out there. We've only delayed them. But we've shown the galaxy that humans are a force it cannot ignore. The Falcon approached the Empire's capital. Officials, council members, and diplomats filled the grand chambers, watching as humans and their allies returned victorious. Whispers of amazement spread through the crowd. No longer were humans seen as fragile, weak, or primitive. They were survivors, leaders, and symbols of hope. One council member spoke first. Captain Voss, your actions and those of your crew have saved countless lives. You have proven that humans are more than we ever imagined. Ilara remained calm. We only did what humans do best. We survive. We adapt. And we face the impossible when no one else can. Outside the capital, the unknown ship shimmered faintly in the distance, invisible to most scanners. It pulsed once, like a silent nod of approval, and then disappeared. Its task was complete. It had guided, tested, and now witnessed the humans' triumph. The galaxy was changing. Humans had forged alliances with species that had long stayed neutral, convincing them that cooperation with humans was not just wise, it was necessary. These alliances strengthened the Empire, creating a network of knowledge, strategy, and defense unmatched in history. Yet humans remained humble. They did not claim dominion nor glory. Their victories were quiet but undeniable. Their ingenuity, courage, and adaptability became a new standard by which other species measured strength. The galaxy had learned a lesson it would never forget. Humans, underestimated and overlooked, were unstoppable when faced with the impossible. In the following weeks, humans continued their explorations. They investigated regions the Empire had never charted, studying strange systems, unrecorded anomalies, and ancient technologies. Everywhere they went, whispers followed. The humans, they survived the impossible. Ilara gathered her crew on the Falcon's bridge one final time. We have changed the Empire. We have changed the galaxy. But our work is not done. There are still threats, still mysteries, and still challenges beyond imagination. And humans, we will face them all. Marcus smirked. Somehow, I don't think the galaxy will ever underestimate us again. Lyra smiled. And if they do, we'll give them another reason not to. The Falcon jumped into faster-than-light travel, racing toward uncharted stars, new adventures, and the infinite unknown. The humans had survived the impossible. They had faced the oldest, most powerful enemy the galaxy had seen, and emerged victorious. And now the Empire, and every species in it, knew this undeniable truth: humans were not just survivors. Humans were leaders. Humans were unstoppable. The stars stretched before them, infinite and waiting. The humans were ready. The galaxy had been transformed. And the legend of humanity had only just begun.